Hi, I'm Steve. This is Abandoned, and today I'm in Marple, but I'm not on my own. This is Jen.
Hello, Internet.
And this is Chris.
Hello.
This is the 1797 Marple Tramway. We're here again, this time to go the whole way. Let's see if we can actually spot some real history this time, and not just blabber about the wind, which I did for most of the last video. So you can see behind me, we've got quite a pronounced track bed. This is running through the playing field.
I'm going to interrupt you here.
Can I help you?
I'm going to interrupt you here. You haven't done the health and safety briefing.
Why did it? It's been abandoned for 220 years.
You've got to do the abandons and the abandons.
So you may recognise this footage. I'm once again walking off this field, heading down this road. This is St Martin's Road, and I did this last time, and I didn't know what it was called. This time I know. So this is the route of the Old Tramway, and it runs through this field. Behind this tree is a public convenience. You don't want to see that. But down here, this is the route of the Old Tramway, and it was double track down here at one point. So this is probably the earliest double track alignment that I've seen. Hold on, there's a car. So let's begin with Marple Tramway, the entire way. What's left? So if you look at the maps I'm going to overlay here, you can see that the track runs down St Martin's Road and it gets to the Oldknow warehouse, where it divides into two separate routes. The one running towards the top of the map, which is actually the east, that's the original route from 1797, and the one that runs slightly to the south on the map, so west, because they've rotated the map, is the one from the later day 1801 or thereabouts, where they doubled the track. Obviously they had to go round the warehouse, and where we're walking now is the double track area, so we haven't split yet, and this originally would have been single and then doubled. Now last time I was here I joked that, oh, I found something that looks like the tramway, and in hindsight, after looking at the maps, I may not have been that far off. So I'm just going to have a quick look at these cobbles and see if this is actually anything to do with the tramway or not. I could be wrong, but it seems oddly convenient. So just down here we've got these sets. As you can see, it's just a path that goes away there, but you've got these that was laid at a different alignment than these. Now when the tramway was took up, I can imagine that they probably relayed where the rails were with other sets, and it is of the appropriate gauge. It's about 3 foot, 4 foot wide. So this could be the route of one of the old tramways before it was doubled up, but I don't know. It seems very convenient for it to be here, but it works, because if it was built alongside an existing road, why would you build it down the middle? You'd build it to one side, wouldn't you? So it seems to work. So until someone tells me otherwise, this is the 1797 Marple Tramway, and this is as good as evidence as you're going to get of it existing. So what I said about the sets just up there, it continues here. So you've got the curb here that was built on the edge of the road, and underneath it, running underneath it, you've still got this cobbled surface here. Now, I don't know if, you know, watching Time Team, but the older it is, the deeper down it is, and these look old in itself. So how old's this? Pointing with my foot, because that's real professional, but how old is that? Is that the tramway? And more I see it, the more I'm convinced that I found it, which is really good, because there's not a lot of this thing left. I've actually just been pulled aside from what I was looking at out there by the gent that lives in this house. He's been here all his life, and he's explained that the tramway crossed the canal, and it goes underneath this part of the house, which is kitchen, and underneath this here, this concrete, and straight under the garden onto St Marples Road. Now it's probably quite a way under here. As you can see, there's quite a large drop down to where the floor is here, but this is probably as close as you're going to get to the original alignment. Speaking from someone who's lived here 50 years or so, I think he knows what he's talking about more than I do. I'm not very qualified. I just like looking at pretty things, and this is probably the old alignment. I'll overlay where I am on a map, and you can tell for yourself. So we're at the end of St Martin's Road, and the canal's ahead of us. Now, many would think the tramway would continue down to the canal on this side, but it's actually crossed over, and you can just about still see the alignment. So in between this wall here and that wall there, the tramway crossed over the canal and carried on down the other side, which is sadly now just trees, and it would have come across the other side of the road and down that alleyway, which is now a driveway.
I'm filming Manport too.
trying to find some more of the tramway over here, and I've got to cross this rock that's just been wedged over this very, very thin canal. Really a feeder. So this is the tramway on the other side of the river that I couldn't get to before. Apparently, this is the route it ran on. So I'm on the other side of the canal. Everyone else is on that side. I've left the group. And this is the Old Tramway, and this heads all the way down to the bridge.
I have been asked for an opinion.
Yeah, I have people with me. I think you might have forgotten. I know I did. But let's see what they think about this tramway. What do you think?
It's very old.
It is very old. There's not a lot left.
But there's enough to know it's here.
If I didn't tell you there's a tramway here, would you have picked it up?
No, I probably wouldn't have
That's
done.
really short, by the way.
Oh no, yeah, you walked in. What's your opinion on all this?
Fascinating.
Would you have known there's a tramway here if I didn't point it out
No,
beforehand?
definitely not. I needed the expert.
Is there anything from Marple that would have signified there's a tramway here? What have you thought of this tramway so far?
It's an interesting tramway. More apparent than I expected. But I wouldn't have known it was here if you didn't tell me.
Is there anything in Marple, like signage or anything in Marple that demonstrates this history? Like, is there any sign saying to Old Tramway or anything celebrating the tramway?
No, I haven't seen anything. They're not proud of this at all.
Chris,
Yes.
would you say Marple has done anything as a town to promote this tramway's history?
There's nothing. You just wouldn't know unless you had Steve telling us there's a tramway here. You just wouldn't know.
So, maybe Marple need to take this in their stride. It's the oldest railway in Cheshire that I know of. Maybe they need to just push that a little bit. You've got the lovely Marple Flight, one that also mentioned the Old Tramway. You've got the lime kilns. The tramway's here too. It's a walkable route. It's a lovely place to be. So here we are at the end of the tramway. We've just walked down the tramway there. There's absolutely no features, and the tramway crosses over here past the YouTubers down into this private area here, and then it crosses over onto the other side of the canal. Sadly we can't get there, so I think this is going to be the end of my explore. The gate is open, but I don't want to get shouted at today. Not on my agenda. We don't know anything about bridges, do we?
No.
So this is going to be two people that don't know about bridges talking about a bridge.
Yeah, somebody can correct me in the comments, but I think it's a half-through girder bridge, but I'm not sure.
Well, he seems to know more than me. I'll just say it's green. Anyway, so if you want to check out that video, there's a link in the description for that video. This is where this video ends at Abandon. So the wind has kicked up, and I'm going to end the video here. This is Chris.
Hello.
This is Jen.
Hello.
And they've been with me most of this way, although I've not featured them because I kind of forgot they were there. Anyway, please like.
Subscribe.
And smash that like button.
No one said comment.
Wrong.
You smash that like button, subscribe, and comment. If you have anything you want to say and add on, because there's lots of people out there that know things we don't, make sure that you let us know that we made a mistake. That's everyone that's correcting YouTubers, so I encourage you to do it. It's starting to get a bit windy, so the wind noise may be kicking up, but from me, this is goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.